Okay, hi girls. How are you? Good. Welcome to our second session. How are you guys all doing?
Good.
Okay, great. So we're going to start today with talking about what we did this weekend. I'd like you to share a little bit of what you did. So do we want to start over here?
I went to a field trip to LA this weekend to see colleges.
Oh wow, that's neat. Was it interesting?
Yeah, they were really big.
Yeah.
It was really nice.
Did you like it?
Mm-hmm.
Great, that's interesting.
I just stayed home.
You stayed home?
Yeah.
Watch TV, pick out video games. Good.
I went to my little cousin's birthday party.
That was fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, with all your family.
Yeah.
Good, thank you.
I just hanged out with friends.
With your
To
friends.
my friend's house and watch movies.
Okay, thank you for sharing.
I went to my friend's house and just like watched Netflix.
Good. So you guys all had a nice weekend then?
Yeah.
Well, that was nice. Well, let me tell you what I did. I went to a concert. So that was really fun.
What concert was it?
I went to see a Mexican singer, and his name is Pepe Aguilar. So that was really fun. And I have a question. I heard some of you girls went on a nice field trip during spring break.
Yeah.
So you guys want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. We went to New York and
New
Boston.
York and Boston. Wow. A lot of you went to school, right? It was a
Yeah.
school trip. Okay. 7th and 8th graders, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you guys see?
We seen Harvard College.
Oh, wow.
Times Square.
The 9/11 memorial. A lot of things.
That is so cool. Well, that's on my bucket list. I want to go to New York one day, so. yeah.
Oh, the Statue of Liberty.
Oh yeah, that's
It's nice.
And we seen what's the American in Paris?
Oh, a Broadway show.
Broadway show.
Oh, you saw a Broadway show?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a
Wow.
Broadway show. It was kind of boring though. Like a lot of people fell asleep.
But at the end it got like
Yeah,
all
at the
like.
end it was nice.
But it was nice.
Oh, well, that's good. Thank you for sharing. Okay, so thank you all for being here again and for being on time. I really appreciate that. So we're going to start with our word of the day. Well, before we start that, let's go again and go through our group rules. Would somebody like to just read them out loud?
Confidentiality. Participate. Be positive. Listen and be respectful.
Okay, thank you. So those were the group rules we agreed from last time, right? Okay. I forgot to mention something regarding confidentiality. The only time I will break confidentiality is if I think somebody is hurting you, if I think you might hurt yourself or hurt someone else. Is that clear? Yes? Okay, great. So now we're going to go to our group topic. We're going to be talking about relationships. How can they be affected by unreasonable and okay, so it's things that we expect others should do. So it's like difference between what it's truly reasonable or not. Okay. Another way that another thing that affects our relationships is communication. So it's communication between our parents, teachers, friends. Okay. So that's why our word of the day is communication. So I would like you guys to go up and write something that you think means communication, okay? See there? Okay, what did you write?
Sign language.
Okay, well, sign language is a way of communication, okay? Who else? We'll go that way. Read. Okay, what did you say?
I put talking on the phone.
Okay, that's a way of communication. Val? What did you write?
Socializing.
Socializing. Okay. did you write?
Interacting.
Okay, so all those are forms of communication, right? Talking and listening. All that is a form of communication. There's also nonverbal communication. So, for example, if I roll my eyes, is that a way of communicating?
Yeah.
Okay, so you kind of know what that would mean, right? Okay, so that's like facial expressions, correct? Okay, so we're going to be doing an activity today that it's called Should They or Shouldn't They? I'm going to give you all a poster and some statements, and you're going to tape them on the poster. We're going to be working in pairs, okay? So let me just give you guys everything you need. Okay, so we're done, and we are going to start reading the statements. So the first statement is, parents should let their kids hang out with anyone they want. So where did you guys place that?
We put
Depends, okay, what about
Depends.
depends and?
Depends.
Okay, so why do we think depends? Why should kids, okay, let's see.
Because with the people they're hanging out with are like doing drugs or like doing something bad, then the parents shouldn't let them hang out with them.
Okay, so that's why it depends, okay,
What
Val.
if they're good, you know?
Okay,
Okay.
so it's either because they're good or they're bad, so that's why we put on depends. Anybody else have something to say? No, we all agree?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, so we're gonna go with the next statement. It says, parents should never ask questions about what their kids are doing. So where did you guys place that statement? In reasonable, unreasonable, or depends? Unreasonable? Parents should never ask questions about what their kids are doing. Unreasonable. Where did you put it?
Under reasonable.
Reasonable?
I meant like unreasonable.
Reasonable?
Unreasonable.
Okay, unreasonable. Why do we all think that's unreasonable? Parents should never ask questions.
Because if they don't ask questions, you don't know where your child has been up to and stuff. They could have been doing bad things and you can never know about it.
So that's why it's unreasonable, right?
Yeah.
So they should be
They-
asking questions.
yeah,
It's
they
okay for parents to ask questions,
Yeah.
right? Does anybody else have something to add about today's comment? Yes.
Your parents should know what you're doing around people so that they know how to, like if you're doing something bad, they know about it so they can stop it.
Okay, good. Do we all agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So now that was the topic about parents. Now we're going to go down to teachers. So one of the statements says teachers should always give good grades. So where did you guys put that statement? Depends.
Unreasonable.
Unreasonable?
Depends.
Depends. Okay, 2 depends, 1 unreasonable. Teachers should always give good grades. Why do you guys think it depends?
Because like if the kid is always studying and like always doing their homework and stuff, they deserve a good grade.
Okay, because of effort.
Yeah.
What
And
else?
then people that don't pay attention in class, they shouldn't deserve a good grade because they're not trying as hard as somebody else is.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. And then where did we put that?
We put it under unreasonable.
Unreasonable. So teachers should always give good grades. So that's unreasonable, right? Why do you think it's
because
unreasonable?
If they're like not like good and like they act bad and they don't like do what they're supposed to do, they shouldn't get good grades.
So because they don't deserve a
Yeah.
good grade, right? Okay, so we agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, so there's different ways of looking at it, correct?
Yes.
Okay, good. The next statement is teachers should not allow kids to cheat. So where did you guys put that statement?
Unreasonable.
Unreasonable?
Reasonable.
Reasonable?
Reasonable.
Reasonable. Okay, so why do you guys think it's unreasonable? Why do you think teachers should not allow kids to cheat?
We read it wrong.
You guys read it wrong?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Wrong.
Okay, that's fine. So what do you guys think it's
Reasonable.
reasonable? Okay, so why? Why do you think it's reasonable?
Because if you let them cheat, they're not really learning anything.
Mm-hmm,
And they're
exactly.
not getting any education out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like if whoever they're cheating off of may not even have the correct answers, they may be getting just like wrong answers.
Okay, good. Good answers. Okay, thank you. Okay, now we're going to go down to the friends. So, a good friend should always stand up for you, even if it means he or she might get in trouble. Where did you guys put that? Reasonable, unreasonable, or depends?
Reasonable.
Reasonable?
Depends.
Depends?
Depends.
Depends. Okay, let's start with reasonable. Why do you guys think it should be reasonable? A good friend should always stand up for you. even if it means he or she might get in trouble.
Well, it helps you like gain their trust and stuff.
Okay. That's interesting. Okay. Do you have anything else to add, Diana?
No.
No? Okay. Okay, what about Suhei and Bree? Why do you guys think it's reasonable, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
No,
depends.
Depends, I'm sorry. Why do you think it depends?
Because if like say if they did something bad and like you're kind of like a part of it, I guess, and you don't want, no, you weren't part of it, but like you were trying to stick up for them. You don't want them to get in trouble. You don't want yourself to get in trouble because like you don't want like to get in trouble and like have your parents be mad at you and stuff like that.
Okay. And Bree?
Basically, like the same thing Sui said. You, and then, cause, well, it depends like what kind of trouble it is. So,
Okay. So now we're going to go to the next statement. A good friend should agree with everything you do. So a good friend should agree with everything you do? Where did you guys put it under?
Depends.
Depends.
unreasonable.
Unreasonable?
Depends.
Okay, depends. Why do you guys depends?
Because
If it's bad, you don't
Okay.
want them to do it.
Okay.
and your friends should have like their own view on things, and they don't have to be exactly like you.
Good.
Like what Diana Valeria said, you know, like if they are doing something, wait, hold on. Oh, like if they're doing something bad, you don't have to go along with it and agree with what they're saying or what they're doing. You can do whatever you want.
Okay. And you put it under
I put it under unreasonable.
unreasonable. Okay, and why?
Because like, what if you're doing something bad? They shouldn't like agree with you,
Okay.
and then like they like everyone's like their own person, so they
Exactly.
shouldn't like agree with like what someone else agrees on.
Exactly. Okay, and sometimes that's the way we communicate, right? We can let them know how we feel, you know. So, really good. Okay. So the last one says, a good friend should never let you down. So where did you guys put that one?
Depends.
Depends.
Reasonable.
Reasonable?
Reasonable.
Reasonable. Okay, two reasonable, one depends. Okay, the two reasonable. A good friend should never let you down. Why is that reasonable?
Because like if they're your friend, like a good friend would always stick with you and like never like leave you and like go with someone else, like another friend, like just like abandon you, leave you alone.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I agree with it.
Diana? What do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah.
I think I like to put this like under reasonable because
Okay.
like a good friend like should never let you down or like leave you like what Sui said.
Okay, so if they're really your friend, they should stick with you.
Mhm.
Okay. So it doesn't matter what you do, or
Well-
should it matter what you do?
What matters what you do, like what if like you hurt them or something like that.
Okay. Okay, so that's good. Okay, thank you for sharing. Okay, so I'm gonna read some questions, and the first one is, where do you have your most reasonable statements on your boards?
Teachers.
Your teachers, they're more reasonable? Okay. And then, how do you think your reasonable statements affect your relationship with your friends, parents, and teachers? So how do you think they affect your reasonable statements? Yes, okay?
You can like never like expect unreasonable things from others.
Okay. Anybody else? Yes?
You have to know what to expect from certain people, and like depending on who they are and how they act.
Okay, great.
I agree with you.
Okay.
I agree with you.
Okay. So the last one, how can you apply what you have learned to your relationship with others? Bree?
Don't like have high expectations.
Okay. So we make that they're more reasonable, right?
Yeah, like they're more reasonable.
Okay.
Communicate more with people.
Communicating, okay. Yes, yeah.
To know the reasonable and unreasonable parts of a all of my relationships.
Good. So
I really agree with all of them
you agree with that one? Why? Give me why do you agree?
because like you need to only expect reasonable things from people, not unreasonable.
Okay, great, thank you. Okay, so we are coming down to the end of our session, our second session today. Put your boards down. Thank you for participating. So I would just like to ask all of you one thing that you learned from today's session. So Do you want to start over here? One thing that you learned today.
I learned what can be like reasonable and unreasonable, like what to like reasonable and unreasonable things to expect from people.
Okay, thank you.
To know to know your expectations with people and to see what's reasonable and what's not unreasonable.
Thank you, Val. Bree?
To communicate more with other people, cause like it affects like your relationship with other people. If you don't communicate.
Thank you.
That there's many ways of communicating with other people,
Great.
not just talking.
Exactly. Being a good listener like you've been. All of you, thank you. And, well, that was great. I appreciate you guys participating, being on time. And if you have any other questions, no? Then if not, we'll see you all next week, next Monday, same time. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you all.